Everybody, it's Fabsy back with another Black Clover Quartet Knight guide, and today we're going to be covering the Wizard King himself, Julius Novachrono. Now I'm going to go for a different style other than to the one I did with Charlotte. It's going to be kind of an informal, unscripted guide. I just feel I'm able to express myself a little bit, and I can hopefully teach you guys a little bit about Julius. Now Julius has been out for a week now, and he's quite a complicated character. There's a lot to his play style and his game mechanics and his actual role in the team that I find a lot of people have struggled to find how to use him. But in the week gone, I've been very comfortable with him. I've grown to really adore him. He's such a great character, and I heavily used him in the tournament last weekend, which we went and won. And so hopefully from the guide today, you guys can kind of understand a little bit on how to use him, so you guys can try out for yourself, and maybe even how to counter him, because as a community we haven't really discovered that yet, because he can be very, very powerful in the right hands. I'm not saying that those hands are mine, but I think it's safe to say that I'm the first to kind of crack a style on how to play him. So hopefully from this guide you guys will be able to take what I say on board, and you guys can be absolute monsters. So we're going to get into the basics. Now, clicking here on his magic, you can see there's a lot of text. There's a lot of things that he can do, that this Wizard King can do. So I'm just going to straight up and tell you guys and try to go through the mechanics. Now, straight away on the screen, next to his head, you can see this kind of blue bar. Now, this is time, okay? It's just a separate kind of resource that Julius has, and he uses it for some of his moves, but we're gonna get into it, okay? As a blanket, Julius is a mid-range character. His R2 is a mid-range beam. Okay, as you can see, it's mid-range, mid to close range. So as you can see, this isn't that far from them and from the enemy, and I still can't actually hit them with the R2. So you do have to be quite close. This is on the standard deck, but it's the same range for all the decks, okay? He hits pretty hard. Now, bear in mind, I do have cards on this guy, so normally he would do 300 damage, but with an increase, he actually does 330. So just tapping R2 does a mid-range beam that does 330 and can be spammed at an okay speed. So this is me spamming it, so it's not bad. It's not a bad speed, as you can see. The cool thing is with, and this is what actually changes throughout the decks, is you can actually hold the R2, and depending on the decks you'll do different moves. So the standard one actually makes it into a long range one. So you hold it for about, I'll say about a second, and you can do a longer range. You sacrifice damage, but you actually are able to hit from a longer range. He does about the same range as maybe Gauch's laser, maybe even longer, but as you can see, that's how you can use him long range. It does only have 4 ammo, and because you have to charge it, you're not really able to spam it as much. Next, we're gonna do his L1. His L1 is actually a heal, and this heal is actually very, very strong because it uses the time as a resource. So as you can see, my health's going down, and I'm just going to show you with the standard deck, he actually heals for 150 health and 150 magic shield. So you'll see, I'm just going to use my heal now, and instantly, as you can see, I get 300 health and magic shield back, and it's on like a 5-second cooldown. We're actually able to use that again if we wanted to. And I don't know if you saw the blue meter go down. It actually depletes about, it was about a quarter or a third, yeah, give or take, it's about a third of our bar. Next we've got our R1 ability. Now this is actually really cool. This is Chrono Status ability that actually freezes the enemies in place. There's a bit of a range, but it's kind of hard to see from my perspective, and it also uses about half of your time bar. So I'm going to press R1 now, and you can see it takes a long time to charge up, but once it does charge up, you actually freeze the enemies in place for about 3 seconds, okay? Whilst they're in that bar, they cannot take damage, so don't try and damage them. Oh, this guy's attacking me now. Don't try and damage them because they won't take damage. Now, I haven't mentioned this before, but the way you get time is just by doing damage. So you're just hitting people with your lasers and just all your attacks. You get time back. I'll just show off that R1 again. Okay, so as you can see, he's frozen. I can't actually damage him. Okay, and that's enemy, your friends as well. They won't be able to damage them. They won't be able to receive heals. But the really cool thing about it, the pro tip that I'm going to give you guys, and I'll be able to show you clips from it as well, is that R1 treats them as not being on the point. So for example, hopefully I have a clip to show you guys. If me and this Royal Magic Knight here is on the point and I use my chrono status, it will actually start counting down points as if I'm on the point by myself. So it actually removes them from the point. This is very strong for things such as crystal, and even to get those last points in the zone. And it's very strong in key as well. The link attack is just a quick ball attack that does 175 damage, which is pretty good, and you can pretty much use it at any range. Okay, and yeah, L2, the last move, is actually really cool. It's a block, it's a shield, and the longer you hold it, the more your time will be dispensed. Okay, there's a few things you can do from here. So as you can see, as this guy is hitting me, I'm not taking any damage, and there's these rings growing around me, and also above the L2 icon you can see I'm charging a number. 5 is the max charge. Okay, just another thing as well, this guards you almost all the way around, but if you're directly if they shoot you directly from behind, you will take damage and you will not charge anything. But however, if it's just a little bit behind you, as you can see, it's guarded, so it's very small window where you can get damaged. But other than that, it's almost a 360 thing where you will not take damage from any magic shots, and you can hold this forever. Yeah, as you can see, my time bar has gone down, and I can just hold this, I can walk up to him and he won't do anything. Now what you can do now is you can let go, so you can release L2, okay, and you actually do a nice charge that does 5 charges of 65 damage. So that is a total of 350, is that 300? No, 325, sorry, 325 damage if you have a full charge. Now I know you're thinking, it's like, you'll never be able to get a full charge, but remember, this guy is shooting at a snail's pace. Okay, if you've got a luck, you got a mask, someone shooting at you, in 1 second you'll have 5 charges, and you'll be able to counter with a 325 damage attack. And just a reminder, this takes up no ammo. It uses time for the longer you hold it, but again, if it gives you like a second of, 1 second of it being charged, then you won't waste that much time. And also, if you hit someone with this attack, you also charge up your time. There is more things you can do with DL2, so you don't necessarily have to use it to soak damage. If you press L2 and press X, you do a dash. I believe this is called is it flash? Foresight is foresight. Okay, so you press L2 and you use a bit of time to do a dash. So this doesn't use as much, as you can see. It doesn't use as much time. Okay, let's just charge up our time a little bit, and you guys can see. As a standard, on standard deck, you can actually do 10 dashes. So the other way to do foresight, so the other way is just pressing X whilst in mid-air. So obviously X is to jump, but when you're in mid-air, you can press X again and you'll be able to dash. And I don't know if you counted that, but that was about 10 dashes over there. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 10. So 10 dashes, and as you can see, you can actually make a lot of distance by doing that. Now I wouldn't really recommend that you waste your time, because your time is very important, and we'll get into that once we get into the playstyle and the pro tips. But there's more that you can do with DL2. You can also, whilst holding L2, you can press R2, and he does this sort of ball of destruction. Okay, and it also charges up in L2. So if you can literally do that and you get 1 charge, so you're able to release that, or you can walk up to someone, hit them with that again, and you have now 2 charges. And also, as you hit them with this, you're also getting time, so that attack actually gives you time, and that does 300 damage. So just again, that is L2 and R2 together. You do this, there you go, you're able to hit them with that. Now the thing that makes Julius so good is this attack is 300 damage, which is a lot of damage, and it's physical. Okay, so as you can see, it does a knockback. It definitely interrupts people's combos. So your Asters, your Klaus, when Klaus ulties, it breaks through his ulti. And this is what's very strong about it, there is no ammo. There is no ammo for it. Look, if I deplete all of my time, so I have no time, there's no time bar, okay, I'm charging, I can do this. I can do this. There's no ammo for it, so you can do this as much as you like, and yeah, that's 300 damage all the time, unless they're on the floor or they have buffs that negates damage. Ultimate's really is okay. It's pretty strong. What it is a little area of effect move. Now, as you can see, that other Royal Magic Knight is not actually in the area of his ulti. The reason why his ulti is really good, it does a little bit of damage over time, but it also expands. As you can see, it's now expanded over and it's now hitting him. It does about 100 damage each time, and it lasts for quite a decent amount of time. That was about, what was that, 7-8 seconds? I'm not too sure, I didn't count. But it's very good for zone clearing. It just keeps people off the zone. It doesn't do like ridiculous amount of damage, but it just adds enough pressure to keep people off the zone. That is the basics. We're going to just go through his deck. So we've got his standard deck, which increases the damage of his beams over here, and also gives you the long distance beam when charged. Okay, so very good if you're looking to keep your distance and you still want to continue to apply pressure to the enemies. And it also changes your heal, so you actually recover 150 magic and 150 health. Next we have Excel. Excel is more of a close range deck. You have more health in this. In each of my decks, by the way, I have 100 health on it, so just minus 100 and you can work out how much he has. So normally you have 1100 health, but with the extra 100 health he has 1200. The difference with this one is if you hold his R2, his charge becomes a sort of dash attack. So I don't know if you could see it properly there, so we're going to go over here. You hold the R2 and he does a sort of dash. Okay, so as you can see, you hold it and he does a dash. So he still has the same amount of ammo. It does less damage, his beam. So this is doing 300, but that's because I've got cards in it, but normally it will do 270, okay? It has the same amount of cooldown, 2 seconds. But the biggest change is the fact that you're holding the R2 will do a sort of mid-range dash. So I'll be able to hit him from here. Yeah, and it does a hell of a lot of knockback. So his heal only heals health now. However, it heals 500 health and it increases his movement speed. Down to 100, I press my heal and it does 500 health, okay, and then obviously your magic will start recovering like normal. It gives you more dashes, so it shortens the amount of time you waste. It shortens the amount of time you waste on dashes. So whereas the other decks you get 10 dashes, with Excel deck you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 dashes. That's a lot of dashes. We have Recall. Now Recall has less health and it also does less damage on the beam. So normally it'll do 240, but because I have the increased damage, you do 270. It's still good damage, still respectable damage, and you also got more ammo now. You've got 6 ammo, so you're able to spam it a little bit more. Okay, as you can see, I'm able to spam it a little bit more, and it actually has 2-second cooldown as well. The difference now, which makes Recall pretty cool, really unique, is now when you charge it, you send these slow moving orbs that deal 200 damage on impact, and it actually creates this sort of trap thing. That's what they call it. They call it a trap, and this is created whether or not you hit someone with it. And what this actually does is, whilst an enemy stands inside it, like this guy is now, you get given time. So I've just dashed a bit, and as you can see, my time has gone up. So I'll dash around, and whilst he's there, I'm not attacking anyone, and my time is going up. Is that this can actually stack, and you can put down 4 of these orbs. So I'm gonna waste my time now. Okay, I'm actually gonna stick a trap there, and I'm gonna stick a trap there. And as you can see, I'm gonna be able to get time a lot with these 2 on it. You see it's jumping up about halfway through. So even though Recall only gets 10 dashes, in theory you can spam dash way more with Recall, especially when using this technique in, say, zone, where people are always going to be in the zone. You set a trap in the zone and you're going to be dashing forever. What I'm just going to show you, I'm just going to show you taking damage. His heal is very, very strong as in Recall, because what his heal actually does is it not only heals your magic pretty much to full, it does a little bit on health, and it also recovers nearby people. So I'm just going to show you. So I'm 100 health here, doing that, and it instantly does it. So you heal about 150 health, recovering your magic straight away. And as you can see, look, you can also heal your friends, your teammates, and the distance is pretty good. I'm just showing you. I'm going to stand over here. Hopefully he doesn't die. Oh no, he died. I'm going to stand back here, and I'll show you how good this heal is, because look, so I'm back here, and this is probably better than Mars, okay, because I don't think Mars's heal would hit from here. And I'm able to press L1 and just keep an eye on his health. We're actually able to heal him. So the distance is pretty good, and that's on a 5-second cooldown. And if you've got that trap on, you can continuously heal people. You know, it might be better because these guys don't actually have magic shields, so all I'm doing is healing their health. But you will be healing your teammates' magic shield as well. And because I have this trap down, I can pretty much spam this. As you can see, you get time through attacking people, which is what I said. And his other ability, which makes it really good, is his magic is very, very strong to barriers. He's able to two-shot a tank Charmy's sheep. He's able to pretty much two-shot a whole of a Noel shield. Even the control Noel shield gets absolutely eaten alive by Julius. So you really want to use him. You really want to get into people's faces and destroy those shields, disrupt them, disrupt their combos and everything. Julius is incredibly flexible. He is probably the most one-man army styled character in the whole game. You can easily 1vx almost anyone. Okay, your ability to heal yourself, your ability to survive is just incredible. You're able to survive for so long as Julius, which makes him an incredibly versatile character. You're able to stick on point because you'll be able to kind of, you know, dash in and out of the point. You'll be able to knock people off the point. Plus you've got heals to survive on your own. He's a very strong and potent point character, and he's also a very good disruptor. The thing you will find with Julius at first is it's hard to confirm kills, because once you've done like a shot or something, you know, they fly away, and you know you're unable, and because the range is so weird, you're unable to confirm shots and stuff. But what we're going to do today is we're going to show you my way of playing him and how to get the most out of Julius. The problem that a lot of people found with Julius is that his moves are good, but they're slow. So like this beam, you can't really spam it too much. Okay, as you can see, that's quite slow. You've only got 4 ammo for it, and you know, by the time someone sees you, you know, they see that you're attacking them, they're going to be able to turn around and kill you. So you know, you're not able to do a lot of damage to them. And even this move, you have to get really close up, and again, it's really slow as well, and it's not really reliable to wait to build up shots and then shoot them at it. It's not the most reliable way to get damage with Julius. It is good, it's quite defensive, but physical attacks are going to stop you and everything. Now, and my deck that I like to use and I would recommend for you guys is Excel, and the reason being is a few things. The health and magic shield increase is phenomenal. It goes a long way in ensuring that he can survive. With the health boost card as well, you're getting the same amount of health and magic as a Yami, so that is incredible. And the other reason why is the increased amount of dashes you can do. Guys, the way my style of playing a Julius is very, very dash orientated, and here is why. All of Julius's moves, or most of them anyways, can be what I'm going to christen and call dash cancelled. So I'll give you an example. So this is me spamming his R2. So I'm tapping it, and you know, it's pretty fast, but you know, you're able, you know, and as you knock them back, you know, they're gonna move out of range, and it's not really ideal. But here's the cool thing: after an attack, you can actually cancel the recovery frames into a dash. So I'll show you. So for example, my tip will be to jump up before you attack, and then you want to beam, dash, and you can just keep on doing this until you run out of your ammos. So we're just going to kill him. We're going to do it again, and it's brilliant to do it on the stone golems because their hitbox is so big you can get them easily. So my tip again is to jump up, beam dash, okay, and you are able to combo people in the air. The other thing that can be cancelled is this move. Now that move does 300 damage and has no ammo. Now you can dash cancel this. So the way I'd recommend you use this again is jumping up. My style with Julius is a lot of in the air and dashes, and this is also going to add to your survivability. And this is my best combo, or one of my favorite combos I like to do with him. So you always close the space down with your dash cancelling beam. So you close the space down with this, and then once you're in their face, you slap him with this move. Okay, now this move looks good, but it has a bit of a knockback, and it also has a bit of recovery frames, but that can be cancelled with a dash. So we do this, we dash, and we can keep going. So unfortunately we killed the guy. So we're gonna do this, and then, ooh, if I can hit him. So you're gonna do this, and then you just keep on dashing, you keep on following them, and then you can just keep on harassing them. And it just seems broken because, you know, even if they're able to aerial cancel and try and stop you, you're dashing away, and you know, and you're just keeping up the pressure, and you can just keep on doing this. You know what I mean? So it's just this is what makes him so good. But as soon as you do it, you can dash. You don't need to wait. As soon as you do it, you're dashing. So you see how much I can do? Do you see? And every time you hit someone, you're able to do it again because you get more time for it. So you basically have an unlimited amount of 300 attack. So it's very, very strong. The only reason why I wouldn't recommend you doing this attack too much is there's no way to cancel that, and as you can see, there's a bit of a long recovery frame there. So anyone who's on you, you will be able to damage you. Now, you don't always need to dash cancel this attack. So once you've done it, as you can see, if you want to, you can just do an attack and then hold. So let's say we pressure this guy. So we go in for the kill, we get a thing, and you hold it. You actually have one charge just to assess your situation. So if people are trying to counter attack you, you can kind of protect against it. Throw that in, and then just close them down. Close them down, because that actually has a little bit of knockback. Because I'll show you. So we've got one charge, okay, and it actually has a little bit of knockback, and it stuns them. And a nice combo I like to do, for example, let's say we've just damaged this guy, we've gotten the charge. So we've looked at this guy oncoming over there, we damage them, we go in with this beam, and then we're in their faces, and it's going to be so hard for them to react to that. And this is the playstyle I have with Julius. Hopefully I have some gameplay in the background where I can just show you how to really be effective and deal damage with Julius and disrupt. That's his main role in the team. He's such a disruptor and a barrier breaker. He does so much damage to shields, and he just blocks people out, you know. And just make sure you're jumping up, you're doing a lot of jumping. And what I like to do as well is I aim down quite a lot, because this has like a big area, and the cool thing about this is as well, you can actually swing it into a hitbox. Also changed his sensitivity, guys. I've changed it so it's 60-40. It's up to you how you guys want to do it, but I definitely recommend making it a bit more of a sensitivity, so just so you can dash around and quickly turn your camera in a way where you can damage them. And yeah, you just keep the pressure up. You constantly keep the pressure up with Julius, and you just don't let them have any breathing space, guys. That's what Julius is about. You dash cancel. Don't be shooting like this, you know, that's rare. You might want to do it every now and again, but your main moves you're going to be doing is you're going to be closing the distance with your dash cancel beam, and then you're going to be doing your L2 R2, because that is a strong physical attack that disrupts, and it does 300 damage, guys. 300 damage. That is so much damage. Okay, and it doesn't waste any ammo, so there's no cooldowns on it. No cooldowns. You can use this as much as you want, as long as you're getting hits. you are going to be getting time and you're able to dash. Okay, you're able to dash, heal when necessary, and that is it, guys. That is all you need. These are the cards I use, and I actually use the same cards for each deck, guys. Also, by the way, each deck is viable because they're all able to do the L2 R2, which is the domination Apollo, and that is what I feel is by far his best move. The only reason why I like Excel is because of the increased health and increased dashes, which complements my playstyle. However, if you like the ability to do long range attacks and the increased damage during his beams, then go for that, because you can still dash cancel those beams. Or if you just want to spam the beams a bit more and also have the ability to set traps and get more time, so for more dashes and help support with the heals, then definitely go for a recall. All his decks are very viable. I just really like Excel's survivability, that is all. But the cards I would highly recommend you put on him are health, for the increased health. It just helps his survivability. I mean, I know he's got his dashes and stuff, but these are just the ones I think work out the best. His dark light damage, which is just his beam, okay, and it's cooldown, so I'm just going to reduce it from 3 seconds to 2 seconds, okay, so very, very good. And also his domination rain. Now you might think, oh, why don't you go for damage? But this only raises your damage by 25, and I just feel that it's not enough to be worth it. So it goes from 325 damage to 350 damage, so I'd recommend range. And you won't really use it to attack barriers, and he already does so much damage to barriers already that you don't need to do this. His other cards is increased movement speed, but you're going to be dashing around anyways, so you probably don't need this. So those are the cards that I recommend for Julius. But hopefully, guys, you are able to take this guide on board and learn a lot from him, and you guys can be beasts at Julius. So look forward to seeing how you guys do with Julius, and let me know if there's any tips, anything you liked from this video, and hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace.